Hi, Paul from Devongunsmith, your independent Devon gunsmith. Okay, right, so what we have here is a nice little 20 bore, and it's a Highlander MacNab. You might go, what's that, Paul? Never heard of it. It's a Sabatti, basically, and it's quite a nice little gun, 20 bore. It's an action problem today, so I don't know whether anybody's come to see that or not, but we'll see. But, so we'll just quickly get the stock off, usual way. The typical over-under, it's got a nice little access port at the back. You have to just undo the 2 screws, and I think it's a 10mm socket on this particular type. Either that or it will be the 6mm long reach. Yeah, it's a 10mm socket, which I have. Here's what I had prepared earlier. Right, that was done up last time, wasn't it? Okay. One long stock bolt. There we go. Okay. Has a light strike potential problem. We'll see. Nice and clean, camera 2. Nice and clean. It appears to have had a service. The striker recoil springs are pretty strong. I have a formulating an opinion already. Right, so these cartridges, there's a spent hull, blank gold from Game Ball. Now, there is one here. Camera 2, can you see that, camera 2? You see that light strike on that Game Ball cartridge, very light pricking. There it is. That's how it should look. 2 different batches. This is the later batch, 2021, and this is the customer's stock cartridge that was, in his box. One's got a gold rim, and the other one's a silver one. That one's transparent, as you can see here, and this one's not. This is reminiscent of Sipes, and we know a lot of these different companies use Sipe powder anyway, so it's all the same powder, so it's just a matter of a variation of shot and all that. So I think there's a difference in temper with the primers. I think that's what's happening, because these are the older pre-2020 cartridge and this is the newer one, and you see there's a little bit of a difference there. So I've got a feeling Game Ball have outsourced some of their cartridge hulls, and it could just be the difference between whether that's striking there or not. So it feels pretty strong. There's only one way to find out. Yeah, they hit. See that mark on my finger? The things I do for my customers, look. See, that's a mark. That's made a right good strike on my finger there. That's pretty clear. That's quite painful. So I don't think there's any problem with light strike on this gun. I actually think it's relatively new, although it's been well shot. You look, the colour case hardening's been worn off, because I suspect that's probably a coating more. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for. So what we need to look at now is how strong those recoil springs are on the strikers. So what have we got here? We've got a nice MacNab Highlander 20 bore fixed choke 1 3/4 box lock, and this is a Sabatti made product. 3-inch cartridges. So let's see what we can do. I've noticed already they've got a rather natty looking spring system here. My little tool may not do the usual today. A lot of the Italians have a little guide. Yeah, that's going to be interesting today. Need to have a look at that. Okay guys, had a word with myself, and then I went back to first principles. So the teeth on the back of this are sliding off this. I went, Paul, you're an umpty. Put a supporting rod in. That won't slide off. Pop that in there. And really, I can't do it. Can't do it in front of the camera. Oh dear, that's so funny. It's you blokes looking over my shoulder. It puts me on edge, you know. Always does. I did this perfectly a minute ago. Can you chuffing believe it? There you go. I can see what's going on now. Trying to do it for the camera. It never really pays. No good turn goes unpunished, does it? There we go. Right. I don't care. I'm going to keep the camera rolling. This is quite funny. This could be one of those epic fails that gets loads of likes on YouTube. Alright, so I'm going to hold that back and lift out. Hold it, release, there you go, out. There's always a way. Okay, so yeah, that's stiff as a stiff thing, stiff bits that is, I'm telling you mate. I'm telling you. I think I found your problem. Just a little bit too much friction in that tunnel. At this point, this is when I think, oh, if I put the camera on, always forget to do that. Not a lot of clearance, and you don't at this point really want to be stripping out flipping strikers. Oh well, here we go. This isn't, you can't do any of your dirty easy trick. No, that's still under tension there. Right, that's an interesting one. Normally, these are not a friction fit. They're usually ready to drop out at this point. See if I can get a bit more free movement there. You only need it out for a second, you know. It's funny, isn't it? Like this is the first. This is a first for me. This one, never done one of these before. That's why I thought I'd record it because it might turn out useful. There it is. It's nearly there. There you go. Oh, it's just the friction. Right, not such a big deal. There's all that. Yeah, it's a bit mucky. Cool, that strike. Oh, it's a bit of rust in there. And why not? It's been in bad way. Oh, yes. Right, so. Can you see that? So it doesn't matter how hard that striker spring is whacking that back of the pin there. There's friction there. Never going to play. There you go. Phew, I'm glad I found that then. Because I was beginning to think it was going to be one of those intermittent faults and the customer wants it back. Of course. Because there you go. Look at that. The under, not as bad. Bit corroded, but not as bad. Have I found the fault? Well, that would be good, wouldn't it? That would be quite exciting. Who knows? And as you know, I'm working from home, so I'm hoping I don't have to go to the land and work at the workshop and get the mill going, because I don't really want to have to mill out the tunnels. Not that I can't, you know, it's just like, don't want to. A bit like everybody at the moment, seems to me. Nobody can be arsed. I can't be arsed. Seems to be the phrase at the moment. Right. One of the benefits of working from home is coffee machine. Bean to cut coffees just round the corner. Oh yeah. Okay, I can see. There's some dwell marks. There's been some friction there. I wonder who's been having a go at this then. Right, this is something you can do at home, folks. But this is an entertainment only video, so I take no liability. Oh yeah. So you can have a look at that. I don't know if I can get this to function here. Look. Can you see there's like dwell marks and scratch marks? All kinds of horrific dents and whatnot there. Right, this isn't a lathe job. Don't need to skim it down. It's had some wallops though. Somebody's been whacking it. Can you? I don't know if you can see that. I have to get the micro camera a bit out. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that sorting parts at present, just before Christmas, other holidays are available, you're not going to get anything. Nobody's going to... No, I'm not going to say they're not bothered, but, you know, if they haven't got it in stock, they're not going to want to get it from Brescia. In the good old days, I'd make up a spin up a pin, no problem. But at the moment, my lathes aren't in action. So I'm like your guerrilla gunsmith at the moment, just doing quick and dirty jobs to get people going again. I'll show you what I would do if I were you, and this is what I'm going to do. Well, I'll be back. Okay, so, and all the other word whiskers I use constantly. Enter Mr. Makita, my portable lathe. Most of you guys have got one of these, I'm sure. So, it's not on camera 2, but he'll be on camera 1, I'm guessing. This is not anything you've got to worry about. I'm just doing it dirty, quick and easy so you can see the results. So, press the button, spin. There you go. Hold that. Camera 2. Look how clean that is. So one of my customers in the Silly Owls, they don't have a gunsmith there. I'm sure they have handy chaps over there though, who've got a Makita or something similar. As I always say, other tools are available. It's just me being silly. Right. So this is all I do in the lathe anyway. Nothing different. So I'm not going to lie to you, but look at that. Isn't that better? There is the other alternative of doing something in the actual action frame as well. Right, don't grab the stem of the firing pin if you decide to have a go yourself. And if you screw up, it's nothing to do with me. But this is all I would do on a lathe anyway. So with your guerrilla gunsmithing tools, one clean pin. There's a few dwell marks on it, but I think we're going to be alright. I'm going to pop a bit of lithium grease or perhaps some moly, black moly or molybdenum or grease or gun grease. A chap has actually been in here already and he's done the good old, I think this is good old fashioned brown gun grease. Or moly, I think it is. Molybdenum disulfide, if you can say that on a good day without a drink, I'm pretty proud of you. Okay, so lower striker. It's all good fun. Right, camera one. I could spend hours sitting at the bench, charging loads of money to hand finish it, but no, it's not my way. There we go. Bottom one clean. Striker springs are universal, they're the same. One's a bit stronger than the other though, I think. It's possible one of them was replaced, or the under's probably not been used so heavily. Okay, here we are again. Adjust camera 2 so you can see what I'm doing. I'm always doing that. Anyway, I'm just going to nip and get some cotton buds. Here it is. Let's see what's inside here. Well, a bit of carbon, as you'd expect. There's no rust, so that's a result then. Yeah, just carbon, no rust. Well, the over and the under strikers are different, just by a little bit. See how the shoulder's longer? There's further to go for the over. The under's got a fairly straight path to itself, whereas the over has to go, using the cotton bud, in that direction there. Quite a bit more. So there's a difference. Don't get mixed up. Well, it doesn't matter. They can't go the other way. You'll just be cutting. And one of them will be sticking out. So let's just try that. I suppose I better show you how to put the thing back together again. I'm sure most of you guys are pretty handy and don't need telling. But we'll go there because there may be somebody who's like, well, how do you get it on and off? Well, let's do that bit. We have a nice stock. Now I actually quite like, you know, I quite like, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I like grade 1 stocks. They don't fail. They've got no occlusions. They've got no spalling. That's the beautiful stuff that you see on a nice piece of walnut. But grade 1 is more reliable and rugged. So drop that in. You've got to watch these tongues. They must tuck in. And just push it to. There you go. And then camera 1 again. We drop that in there. I'll show you that. Can you see the hole down the middle? I don't know if you can. There you go. There he is. You got to shoot that down there. There's a big old cavity. There we go. You just drop it in. Now you can faff about as much as you like, but give it a shake. There it is. I'm still bleeding, darn it. Gently drop that in. Camera 2. Pop that in there, nice and tight. $10 mil bar. Again, just let it fall down. This is not rocket science, guys. And just finger tight. There it is. And that much tension is all you need. You don't want it loose, you don't want it so tight you can't move it. There you go. Because if it does get dirty and corroded, you will notice it. Because you won't be able to get the darn thing off. Phillips. I'm covering the cover. There we go. Oh, by the way, if you have a wooden pad and you want one of these, if you have a dirty old foam pad and you prefer one of these, I make these. I'll make these as well, so just good to know. Right, cocking lever. There's a little pip there. And I've noticed this has got an interesting little, you've got to latch that in there. There you go. Without pinching yourself like I just did there. Cock. Ooh, that's interesting. There we go. Nice. Let's go shooting. Bye. Right. Here. Some cowboy has cut these off to make bang bang snap caps. The lead's in there with the wadding, and there's the nitro powder. So I'm going to use these to test this, and I have no idea if it's going to work or not. We know that the older style work, they prick them lovely. That we want to see them to actually, we want to hear them go bang there, don't we? So let's go do that. If you like my content, like and subscribe. So here we are. Got me cut off primers. The rams in the background are fighting. Hope I don't shoot one. Can't. There's no powder in it. Pop my primers in. So they're only to give us a bang. It's a noisy snap cap, if you will. Okay, let's see what happens. I think I've done my job. Okie dokie. You thought I'd forgot to put that grease back, didn't you? Oh ye of little faith, eh? So yeah, I've tested it, it fires, you saw that. Or did you? I don't know. Depends how I've edited the film, I guess. So yeah, last job. Because that was up at the workshop, and while I was up there, I nipped and get the grease. It's too cold to work up there today, so. And it's a mess, and it's not finished. I don't like working in a building site, not with somebody's gun. Anyway. So quickly do that job. And we're ready for the customer. He's not loosened enough, boy. This is what I'm reduced to, talking to myself in an empty room. Gotta laugh at that. Okie dokie. Let's go for it. Get a bit of grease in this boy. These will come out a lot easier now. For sure. Look at that. Of course, it was stiff coming out last time because of all that rust. Now they be shiny. Got to stop doing the silly accents. It's not professional. Yeah. So today I mainly be using a bit of white lithium. Oh my goodness, Paul, you put too much on. Yeah. It's going to squidge out, isn't it? It's going to squeeze out, it's going to ooze out all over the place. That's why I didn't want to do it earlier. But you be going in there, babe. There you go. Get the grips with that in a minute. You see, I don't like doing it because it's all greasy. Okay? Don't like touching it. Don't want to get my hands dirty, do I? Where there's muck, there's brass. Another Yorkshire saying, my mate would tell you. Bless him. Right. I do like these push fits. They are a nice feature. In fact, if you want a good quality Italian gun, you couldn't go far wrong with this. The build quality is superb. And I'm going to have to knock that, I'm going to have to take that out, aren't I? Ugh. You know the technique now though, guys. Put a little pin in the back. Lift him out. I might do a YouTube on how to make these, by the way. Because there's no reason why a home user can't use something like this. No reason at all. Because there's a lot of pressure there. That's moving, isn't it? Yeah, okay. There it is. Nope. Could do help if I took your jacket off, I suppose. And there it is. It's just a bit awkward. Right, so with this top firing pin, you need to index that fully back in order to get that free. And there he is. Same as before. Now you're going to say, why are you using white? Well, you can use moly, molybdenum disulfide, found in all good gunsmith shops. It's actually the same grease as they use in Springer air rifles. If you can't get to your local gun shop, I don't sell stuff like this. The guys at the gun shop have tight enough margins as it is. I'm not going to take a bit of their work off them. I prefer they didn't take work off me, but you know, that's a different story. It's that's business, as they say. Anyway, I use moly, or Look at that. It must be tapered. Well, well, well. Who knew? Perhaps it wants to go that way. Yes, it does. There you go. There's a fine taper on these. Who knew? Well, I'm not surprised. Sabatti are a good gun maker. Right, so there's a little bit of gunk in there, guys. All right. I was going to say, so shoot me, but I know some of you probably would. Oh, such a laugh. Right. Just clean up the excess. Now, this is the reason. You see the white grease? It's not dirt, is it? It's white grease. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit of that in there. But if you take your gun, open your gun up and go, ooh, you haven't done anything. Well, you can see the white grease, and you can see it coming out of here as well. So you know it's not dirt. That's the only trouble with Molly. People tend to mix it up with dirt because it's a colour that they don't recognise. So as before, you will notice this has not been screwed down. This is me going gun-ho. I'm not reducing the spring tension. I don't want to. Got a perfectly good setup, as you saw in the field, or did you? Don't know. I may not have edited it that way. Who knows? So this is always fun. There we go. And there it is. Beautiful. It's ready for the customer to collect. This was an expedited even. That's an expedited job. You know how it goes. Oh, didn't check my gun. Oh, flipping it, I've got to shoot. Oh no. Ball. Well, expedited jobs are £60 an hour because I have customers waiting patiently, and the grief I get off them I have to charge for. Sorry, the way it is. Normal rate's £45 an hour. What price for the job if you need a lot of work doing? So, back to the final bit. I just wanted you to see that I actually did put grease in there. Now, this is not a full service. This is a job-specific service. A full service would involve a full strip down. Probably well worth it. I thought you might enjoy that video anyway. And if you do like my videos, please do like and subscribe, because then I know that I should be continue to make them. I make them initially for my customer so that they can see what I've done. But of course, I know there are guys out there that are obviously interested in that sort of thing too. So it's all ready to go back. Lovely. So that's all, guys. So if you like my content, as I said, please like and subscribe. It helps me to know if I should continue making videos. There we go. One John MacNab, made by Sabatti. Well worth the money, I reckon. Thanks, that's all, guys.